Hello my dear student, I am Purnima and I welcome you all to my English class. Today I am going to start my class with a nice thought. And my thought is, don't start your day with a broken piece of yesterday. That means whatever we had faced in our life which was negative, let's forget it. Let's begin our day with a nice smile, with a positive thinking. So with this, I start. In fact, I'm going to continue my lesson. And student, I'm going to continue chapter number 7 from your book Vistas. And the name of the lesson is Yvonne Tries an O label. Now let me tell something about the writer also. Now the writer of the play is Norman Colin Dexter. My dear student, he was born in 29 September 1930. Now, when he had written this play was admired with so many people of the world that in 1996 he had received an Macavity Award. And hence this play has become very famous. Now before explaining this play, we are going to refresh some of the points which I have already discussed with you. And before that also, I would like to tell you some important characteristic of a play. Now, what is a play? So, according to many specialists in the literature, they have discussed and finally they have taken this decision that a play is either comedy or a tragedy. Now here comedy doesn't have any relation with fun. Comedy here means a happy ending. And tragedy means sad ending. So we have a play with a happy ending or with a sad ending. Now children, the other important feature of a play is that it has a dialogue form of writing. That means there is a communication between two or more than two persons. Of course, we are having plots and subplot also in a play. Last but not the least, we are having characters. That means who are playing which role. So in this play also we are having 8 characters. Now I am going to tell you about the character. So first we are having the secretary of the examination. He is the person who is controlling all the examination. He is arranging everything for the examination. The second is the governor. Now it is not that governor of the state which we have in India. It is the governor of the prison. He has to look after so many things in a prison. So the third character is the most important character, though he is having a negative role in the play, but he is the major character of the play, in fact. And that character is Yvonne. He is the person, in fact, he is a prisoner who is giving examination in O-level German language. And when there is examination, there will be an invigilator. And for invigilation duty, a parson, that is a priest, is invited from the church. And that priest is McLeary. Now, the other two characters they are the prison officer. They are Mr. James Jackson and they are Mr. Stephenson. So there are two characters who are appointed as the prison officer, and they are Mr. Stephens and Mr. Jackson. Of course, the name of the invigilator is Stuart McLeary, Then Mr. Carter and Mr. Bell is there, who are the detective chief inspector. So all these are the character. In fact, this play have 8 characters. Well, children, now I'm going to start with the main points of the lesson. Here, the governor of the Oxford prison is there, and he ran to the secretary of the examination, telling that a prisoner is there and he want to give exam. The name of the prison I told you, it is Avon. Now, since last September, he is having a tutor who is coming in a jail to teach him, and he is preparing very hard for his O-level German examination. Now, a student, the governor inquires about all the procedure of the examination from the secretary of the examination. He is inquiring everything, because for the first time in his jail, a prisoner is there who is interested in writing the examination. So even he is not putting his foot backward. He want to help such type of prisoner who are interested, who are keen to improve their academic qualification. So he ran to the secretary of the examination, and he is telling everything about Yvonne, that he is a prisoner and he want to give the examination. So if the permission will be granted by the secretary of the examination or not. Well, the secretary of the examination inquires about the prisoner. He tells what type of prisoner is he. I mean to say, the student, is he a violent sort of person? What type of criminal background he had, from which he had come to the prison. Now here he tells the governor of the Oxford jail, he tells him that he is not such a worse sort of person. There is nothing to relate with violence. Till now he is behaving very peacefully in a jail, but one thing is there. But he wanted to tell that thing, but he stopped. He did not tell this thing to the secretary of the examination. Now, what is that, student? That is also a very important point, and which I already discussed with you. Now, I'm just simply revising the important points of the lesson. So, he was known as Yvonne the Break by the prison officers. Yvonne the Break means he was the person who had escaped from the jail 3 times. So all the prison officers, they used to call him Yvonne the Break. Well, student, Yvonne the Break, he is interested in giving the examination, and from the last September, he had been provided a tutor also in the jail, who is working very hard with him. Well, of course, the secretary of the examination decided that definitely he can appear in the examination, and at the same time he decided that who is going to invigilate the examination duty. Well, the revered Stuart McCreary, he was the person who was selected to invigilate the exam. Well, he is called and he comes in a jail for the invigilation. When he comes in a jail, he carries a brown color suitcase. In the suitcase, there is a sealed question paper envelope, and there is some form. Of course, he is carrying other thing also, like the Bible, because he is a parson. And I think I've told you about parson. Parson is a priest from the church. He is from St. Mary Church. So he is a priest, and he is acting as a invigilator. He is selected as an invigilator by the secretary of the examination. Well, his most important duty is to maintain full silence when the Yvonne will be giving the examination. He cannot go anywhere else, neither any other person can come inside the jail. He cannot talk, and the most important duty was that he had to observe that a complete silence is maintained in the cell where he was supposed to give the examination. Well, student, the day comes, he comes to the prison as an invigilator, and for the smooth conduction of the examination, he has arrived. Well, now let me tell you something about Yvonne. On the day of the examination, one day before the examination, he was wished good luck by his teacher. Next day, when the examination was going to be held, he was called in a special cell and he was given a razor to shave, and finally all the things were taken from him by the two officers who were elected to keep their eyes on him. So who were the two officers? It was Mr. Stephens and Mr. Jackson. They were the two prison officers. Well, he was checked thoroughly whether he is having any such thing like razor or nail cutter. Even these things were taken. And the governor of the prison, this is also an important point, he is doing what? He is connected a telephone in the place where the examinee is going to sit and give the examination, and he is keeping his receiver on and is hearing whatever is going on inside the prison, inside that particular special cell. And he can hear the voice of the invigilator, and he hears that the examination begin. Now, some of the important time which you should know and which you should note it. Like children, the examination which was supposed to begin at 9:15, it begin a bit late. And at 9:40 a.m., he was told by the invigilator to start his examination. He was given the question paper, he was given the answer sheet, and he was told to write his name and his index number. He was also told that he should maintain a peace. Well, at 10:50, he started feeling cold and he wanted a blanket. When one of the officer came, one of the special officer, I told you that two officers were elected for him. One of the officer was Mr. Stephenson and the other was Mr. Jackson. So these two officers were elected for him, and one of them, when he was peeping through the peephole, there was a peephole, and this officer, they were not allowed to come inside. One of the officer, though he was coming, but Yvonne told that he is getting disturbed by them. So they were instructed by the governor of the jail to move outside the cell. But from there, after every 1 or 2 minutes, he was having a sharp eye on Yvonne. And he can see him that instead of writing, he was mostly sitting all the time. Now, at 10:50, the prisoner, that is the examinee, he started feeling cold and he asked for the blanket. He was given a blanket. At 10:51, Stephenson was surprised to see a grey blanket was strapped around his shoulder. He wanted to ask, but he was not able to speak because he thought Yvonne would get disturbed. So he kept quiet, but he was surprised at the same time that from where he got the blanket. Now, at 11:20, Mr. McNary informs that only 5 minutes are left to get the examination will get over after 5 minutes. At 11:22, the governor wants to speak to Stephenson. He wanted to him that he should accompany McLeary to the gate when the examination finished. Now at 11:25, McLeary announced that the examination, there's only 5 minutes is left for the examination to get over. Well, in this manner, the examination is conducted. So, children, I have revised all the important points, and today I am going to continue with the rest part of the lesson. So, please open your book and please take out your pen also with you, so that whatever new words I am giving to you, you have to write it in your book. So students, we are here on page number 81, and I think I've already done 1/4 lesson with you. This lesson is a bit lengthy, but this is a bit difficult also, so it will take time to complete. Now, I will be telling you that Stephenson, he was asked to accompany McLeary, that he should go with him, he should walk with him to the main gate. Now, children, in this lesson there are many words. In this lesson there are many words which are, they are having German tone. Like you can say, Och, I cannot think he distinguishes himself. Now, children, the pronunciation is also a bit different. Like Och. Och means O. I cannot means I cannot think. Now, children, I am here in page number 81, and after the dialogue I am going to start. How did he get on, do you think? Asked Stephens as he walked beside McLeary to the main gate. Now, children, here Stephens, he is given permission by the jail authority that he should accompany the invigilator McLeary to the main gate. So he is accompanying him, and at the same time he's asking him that how did he get on. That means how he had done his examination. Well, Och, I cannot think he has distinguished himself. I'm afraid. So he is telling, I'm afraid that he is, he's not able to attempt his examination. Okay. And his Scot accent seemed broader than ever. Now, children, this invigilator, he is a Scottish person, and the way he is speaking his language, it is a mix of Scottish and an English tone is there. So he is telling, Och, I cannot think he has distinguished himself. I'm afraid. His Scots accent is a Scottish accent, seemed broader than ever, and his long black overcoat, reaching almost to his knees, fostered the illusion that he had suddenly grown slimmer. Now, children, one thing was watched earlier when they went to meet McLeary. He was looking a bit healthy, but this time he was putting a long overcoat also, which was touching, it was much more longer than his knees. So it is told here that he was looking, even after putting that long coat, which has almost reached to his knees. And it fostered the illusion that he had suddenly grown slimmer. Foster is something to develop, and illusion means belief. These are the two new words which you have to jot it down. You have to write it, students. Stephens felt pleased that the governor had asked him and not Jackson to see McLeary off the premises. Now, Stephens, he is very happy that he was given chance to accompany McLeary till gate, and he was in fact very happy that Jackson did not get chance to accompany McClary. And all in all, the morning had gone pretty well. Now, children, he was happy. He was happy. No jailbreak, no running by the Yvonne. Everything went well. So he was very happy that everything went on so smoothly, so nicely. And now he is free from his special duty also. But something stopped him from making his way directly to the canteen for a belated cup of coffee. Belated is a late. Now, children, he was already late for his coffee. So what he is doing, he is having something in his mind. What is that? It is that he is having something, that something fishy, something wrong might be going on inside the cell. So he was already late to have his coffee. He was going to the canteen to have a cup of coffee, but then he thought that something is wrong and he wanted to peep through that peephole. Let's see what happened. He wanted to take just one last look at Yvonne. It was like a program he had seen on TV about a woman who could never really convince herself that she had locked the front door when she had gone to bed. Now, children, his situation was just like the ladies who watch TV late at night and before going to bed, they go and check their main entrance gate several times that whether they have locked the door or not, or they will be seeing TV. Okay, and not once, but they go many times to check the door. So similarly was his situation that he wanted to have his coffee, but then he thought, let me have a last look at Yvonne. Let me see what he is doing. So he went there. He re-entered D-Wing. Now, children, D-Wing was a place where Yvonne had a special cell to give his examination. So he went to the D-Wing, made his way along to Yvonne's cell. He made his way towards Yvonne's cell and opened the peephole once more. Well, he thought, okay, before having a one cup of coffee, let me have a look on Yvonne. Let me see what he is doing. Now, in a very happy and cheerful mood, he thought everything is okay. He just like that, he entered in the D block and he started looking at the peephole. Oh no, Christ, no. There, sprawled back in Yvonne's chair was a man. So, sprawled, children, this is a new word. Sprawled means lying with legs and arms spread out. We can write this sprawled. Sprawled is a new word. It means lying with head, hands and leg spread out. So what he has seen, a man is there who is sitting on the chair. And here's one thing which I forgot to tell you, children. When Yvonne was allowed to give the examination, only 2 desks and 2 chairs was kept in that cell, nothing else. And all the things were taken. So all the things was taken by Yvonne and only 2 chairs and 2 desks were there. Now one of the chair, McClary was sitting, both were sitting in front of each other, and after McClary left, he thought Yvonne must be sitting there, but he was shocked and he told, oh no, Christ, no. There sprawled back in Yvonne's chair was a man. For a semi-second means for a half second, Stephens thought it must be Yvonne. Now children, first of all, he thought Yvonne and he must be sitting in the chair. But then a grey regulation blanket slipping from his shoulder, the front of his closely cropped, irregularly tufted hair awash with fierce red blood. And children, he was shocked that he was not Yvonne, somebody else was sitting in his chair. And cropped means cut, irregular means not regular, and children, tuft, it's again a new word. Tuft means bunched. So a special type of hairstyle was having, and children, it was a hairstyle, okay, some special cut, and it was a wash with fierce red blood. That means the whole hair, The whole portion of the hair was wet with red blood, which had dripped already through the small black board. Drip means, what is the meaning of dripped? Drip means falling drop by drop. So what is the meaning of drip? Falling drop by drop. And was even now spreading horribly over the white clerical collar and down into the black clerical front. Now children, that blood, already his whole hair was wet with blood, and I think everybody know that the father, the priest, put a white color collar of it in a round shape. That collar is of a round shape, and that blood was flowing through his hairs and falling the blood on his collar. So there, the man was there, and such was his condition. Stephen shouted wildly for Jackson. Now, Stephen was not able to believe, because he thought everything took place so smoothly. He never thought in a dream that such would be the condition. So he is very much shocked, and he called Jackson for the help. And the word appeared to penetrate. Well, penetrate means to enter deep inside the curtain of blood. Now children, he started shouting so loudly that those words started to penetrate through the curtain of blood that veiled McCleary's ear. Veiled means that blood not only covered all his head, hair, but it was veiled. His ear was also covered with the blood. And who was that man who was lying on the chair? It was not Yvonne. It was McCleary who was lying. So, for the minister, hands felt feebly. Now children, he went there quickly and he checked his hand. So he felt that his hand, that something weak. He was that feeling due to a heavy, excessive bleeding, and for a handkerchief from his pocket. He wanted to take out his handkerchief from his pocket, but he was not able to take because he had become extremely weak, and held it to his bleeding head. The blood seeping slowly through the white linen. Seeping is, it was leaking. Leaking means it was falling from his head and it was falling on the white linen. White linen is the white color cloth, cotton cloth. He gave a long, low moan. Now children, he started moaning, he started crying in a very slow manner, and he tried to speak. But his voice trailed away. Trailed means it became less, he became quieter, and then finally he stopped. And by the time Jackson had arrived and dispatched, Stephen sent to ring the police and the ambulance. Now children, Stephen was very much frightened because he was allotted this duty to keep an eye on Yvonne, and he thought everything when even he was the person, he himself accompanied McCleary till the gate, and he was shocked that how this person McCleary is lying in the chair and his head bleeding heavily. Well, first of all, he went and he ran to the police and the ambulance. The handkerchief was sticky, squelchy, watch of cloth. Now, squelchy is a new word here. Okay, squelchy. So, I will write the spelling. Squelchy means making wet sucking sound. This is the word. It means making wet sound. Wet sucking sound. Okay. When the cloth is wet. When children nowadays, mostly people are washing their clothes in machine. But earlier people used to wash the clothes with hand. So when they used to wash the cloth, so that noise of the cloth is known as squelchy. Okay. Watch of clothes. McCleary slowly raised about the ambulance. McCleary slowly raised himself. His face twisted slightly with pain. Now children, he raised himself and he was in great pain. Did not worry about the ambulance. Now children, again you can see the accent. It is again the Scottish accent. Dina. Dina means do not worry for the ambulance. I'm right. That means I'm all right. Okay, get the police. I know where he's telling, please call the police, and I know where he must have gone. He closed his eyes and another drip of blood splashed like a huge raindrop. Now children, he ran, and then a huge red raindrop of the blood, it started falling on the wooden floor. His hand felt along the table, found the German question paper and grasped it tightly in his blood-stained hand. Get the governor, I know whereupon. And suddenly what happened? A question paper was there. The hand was stripped with blood. Still he wanted to have that question paper, and he told that, please call the governor. Children, governor, I told you, he managed everything in the jail. And he's telling, I know where he must have gone. So children, the time is over, and again I will be meeting you tomorrow in my next video. Now if you have any doubt, please ask me tomorrow. If you are having any problem, we can discuss in the online class tomorrow. So thank you for watching me.